What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. And yes, we're here, people. It's hot right now in England, man. So, you know, the fans on and all that. But big up to everyone, man. Road to 200K starts today. But big up to everyone for yesterday's stream. Obviously, it was the perfect way to do it because I always said I want to hit the 100K while we're live on stream rather than, you know, crossing over that barrier after a stream has finished. So it's the perfect way. People saying he's hungover from 3 sips of Red Stripe. No, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Racks on racks. Remember that old song we got? Rex on Rex on Rex. That was a banger back in the day. I can't lie. Nah, this ain't the new kit, people. As I said, I had a voucher. So I got a bit of training kit. This is, I don't even think this is training kit. This is just like the casual wear collection. People think I got the new kit on, but no, I'm not getting the third kit, man. I don't like that massive collar on it, man. See, if it was a round neck like this, I would have got it definitely. But nah, a couple new bits of merch. I can't lie, merch madness, you know. But like yo, I'm telling you, man, it's all right though. It's all right. I always think you're better off with the training kits. You know, they're gonna cost half the price, and they're timeless. With the kits, you feel like once that season finishes, I'm not going to wear that kit anymore. You know what I mean? So I think you're better off with the training kits than that anyway. But listen, big up to everyone. Really appreciate all of your comments. I'm trying to get back to everyone. I think we had over 300 comments on yesterday's video, 250 on the post, Instagram, Twitter. These about 600-700 comments. So I'm trying to get back to everyone. But thank you very much for all the well wishes, and big up to you guys. I think we got 500 subscribers yesterday alone. So yeah, it was a madness, people. In terms of the week, just to keep you guys updated, OGs tomorrow, finally back, 12 p.m. OGs, me and Turkish over on Turkish's channel. That's 12 p.m. I'll be live here at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and I'll be live at 7:45 tomorrow for PSG against Tottenham Super Cup final. And then, yeah, Thursday we'll be live as normal. Friday, I think we're going to do a Man United preview with a Man United fan. And, yeah, we'll do a member stream over the weekend and then the watch along on Sunday. And then they're either going to ruin our whole weekend or, you know, we'll be hyping up the place. But, yeah. That's the week, people. That's the week. And as I said, thank you to everyone for the kind comments. The intro was there as well. The intro was there, which is always good. And yeah, right. Now let's get, that's all the niceties. Thank you, 100K. Appreciate the comments, blah, blah, blah. Now Arsenal. Oh, yeah, we're doing the Liverpool game. We are, Lawrence. We're doing the Liverpool game Friday as well. So it's a busy week. Lots going on. Lots going on. Now let's talk about Arsenal and transfers. Because I don't know about anybody else. But the Gyökeres hype has eased off. It's eased off, people. I'm still delighted with that transfer, but it's on to the next one. On to the next one. That was another song back in the day as well. Who was that? Swiss Beats, was it? I can't remember. Was that Jay-Z? I don't know who was on that anyway. But the one thing that can mash up everything, people, is Arsenal when it comes to transfers. That Gyökeres and all that, that's a distant memory for me now, bro. Why am I waking up this morning and seeing that Tottenham are going for Eze? Now, you guys know me. I've said many times on this channel, I want Eze and a left winger. If it's only a left winger, I'm not sure Eze is the answer. You offer me Leao Eze, now I'm taking Leao. You offer me Rodrygo Eze, now I'm taking Rodrygo. I think we need a natural winger with pace that draws players to them and that causes problems on that left-hand side that's got pace. But we know that Arsenal want Eze, so forget whatever I'm saying. They want him. They've identified him as a target for months. Miguel Delaney says Spurs are looking to seize a window of opportunity and beat Arsenal to Eze this week. His clause expires for this window on the 15th, which is in 3 days. But that isn't seen as an obstacle to any deal. Arsenal's preference has been to sell first amid considerations about a left winger. Mr. 142 said, Big C, my boy's with Leao in London right now. He's saying Leao is catting to come to Arsenal. People thought I was joking when I said, yo, you've seen the video. Leao come to Arsenal. He said, it's not my decision. Basically, I took that as him saying, if Arsenal come and buy me, I will go there. He didn't say, like, I have to stay at Milan. He said, it's not my choice, not my decision to go to Arsenal. Somebody needs to come and pay for me to go there. That deal's there to be done. So the thing that just irritates me about this story so much is our preference has been to sell first. But you bought Madueke for 52 million. And then now Eze, who you were probably going to sign to start, you can't afford to buy him because we can't sell anybody. Because nobody wants to buy our squad players. And I'll tell you why. Because they're not very good and they're on massive wages. That's the problem. So that's why we can't sell your Zinchenko's, your Kiviors, your Fabio Vieiras. You can't sell them. Because Zinchenko's a decent player, 150 grand a week. Nah, I can't do that. Can't do that. It's too expensive. Reece Nelson, we like him. Sharp winger, 100 grand a week. Nah. Can't do that, mate. Top earners getting 100 grand. How can we do that? We can't sell no one. Sambi Lokonga, what's he doing back at the club? Should have just released him. What was the point giving him a new deal? Nobody wants to buy the guy. He's had more loans than Barclays Bank. And no one's ever took an option to buy at the end of it. So what are we doing at it? I'm sorry, all that Gyökeres stuff's worn off. That ain't carrying me through August. Don't get me wrong, he scores at Old Trafford. I'm going absolutely mental. But I'm sorry, we're short again. Every Arsenal fan knew going into the window, we need a top quality left winger. We need a top quality striker. I would have said they are the two biggest signings that we needed in this window. We've done one of them and haven't done the other. And we're going to try and shoehorn somebody into it. And all you're doing is doubling the amount of pressure that you're going to put on Madueke. Because Madueke, right, if we're being totally honest, and listen, I'm not a big fan of that signing. I think the price we got bumped. But Madueke might not be a bad squad player at Arsenal. Right wing when Saka needs a break. Left wing to give us a different option. Rotation. He's not a terrible squad rotation player. But he costs more than he should have cost. We should have paid 30 million for him, not 50. And you don't do that when you've then got other things that you need to address and you can't do it. So Arsenal are now in a situation where Eze might go to Tottenham because we can't do the deal right now. Now, I'm just looking at the wording. He says preference. Does that mean it's impossible for us to do it? Or does that just mean we would prefer to do it? What I'm saying is, are Arsenal in a situation to go, listen, our preference was to sell a few players, then buy Eze. But because Tottenham are probably going to buy him if we don't make a move, we've got to do the deal now and drop the cash and then sell players after. We've got to do something. Because Arsenal are going to end up in a very pressurised situation. And I'm telling you something now. Arsenal should not be putting Madueke in the situation where he's our starting left winger. Because if he doesn't perform, he's going to get hammered. And it's not even his fault. I said this all along. The Madueke slander is not his fault. He didn't buy himself. He didn't set the price. That's the club's fault. Him going in as the starting left winger, failing to live up to those expectations, will cause huge criticism for him that is the manager's fault. It's his fault. So I don't understand what's going on. It's the 12th of August. I said all along, people, by the way, I'm not interested in transfer deadline day being at the end of the month. Not when you've got Old Trafford and Anfield in your first 3 games. We should be finished already. We should already have our new signings through the door. There is no excuse. Eze's had a release clause the whole summer. Leao, has been available the whole summer. Rodrygo at the right price, we've heard all summer. If somebody offers 100 million euros, you could probably get him. So I'm disappointed, but I want to see what Arsenal do now. Because if he ends up at Tottenham, I'm telling you now, people will start changing and going, hang on a minute, this window that we was hyping, all of a sudden you've left us short again. You've left us short again. I'm seeing United have a very aggressive window. They finished 15th in the Premier League. If Arteta wants Eze, there's no excuse for Eze not coming to Arsenal. None. Let me see what you guys think. Am I overreacting? What do you think? I mean, listen, I've said all along, Eze, is he the answer? But if Arteta views him as that, there's no excuse. You can't be losing out to Tottenham, who just finished 17th in the Premier League. Come on. Deadline day could be too late. You go to Anfield and get beat. That's a panic buy at the end of the window. He's had no preseason. He's got to adapt to the club. He's got to play a different role. E. Ross said, typical Arsenal. I'm not surprised. We're still missing pieces to the puzzle. It's been going on for years. Joseph said, we're very short right now. We've replaced players and added Gyökeres. It's a shambles. Ash said, Trossard to be sold this summer. Sammy Mockbell. Surely with this news, we're going into the window for a winger. What sort of winger are we going to get? That's the question. Shan said, how are Arsenal spending less out of the big six clubs? They said it's unprecedented. Do you know what? We haven't sold. We've got the highest net spend. That's the problem. We've made 6 million from player sales. Nuno Tavares. If we'd sold Kivior, Zinchenko, Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira, Lokonga, we'd be fine. We'd be 70, 80 million better off. It'd be no problem. We haven't sold anybody. And just adding to this story, because I've seen a few things. Rumours are his preference is still Arsenal. Boyhood Arsenal fan, finished second in the league. He wants the Arsenal move. However, a few of the things that I'm seeing are he sees a lot of positive in the Tottenham move, because James Maddison he's done his ACL. He's out for 7 to 8 months. He can drop into that 10 role and start every week for Tottenham and still play in the Champions League. World Cup at the end of the season, that gives him an opportunity to fight for the 10 role in the England squad, even though it's difficult because he tends to play Bellingham there. If he comes to Arsenal, ultimately, he's probably going to play left wing. He's better in the 10 than left wing. So, just doesn't feel great. Doesn't feel great. If you're looking at Tottenham, and Lawrence just said it actually, Kudus, Eze, potentially Savinho. That's a very good window. Paulinho on loan. Manchester United, Sesko and Buemo, Cunha, possibly Baleba, possibly Donnarumma. Very good window for a team with no Europe. We cannot mess about. We can't cut any corners. I promise you. Everyone's revamped their attack this year. We can't go, oh yeah, Gyökeres, that completely fixes the attack. It doesn't. We are literally a Saka injury away from Madueke and Martinelli being our two wingers. And remember, Saka was out for 4 months last season. That you can't win a league with that. You just can't. So Arsenal have got to be careful. Please don't cut corners. This is close to being a very good window, but it's also close to not being a good enough window, you know? So that's kind of where we're at the moment. By the way, someone just said thoughts on Jack Grealish. I think it's an outstanding signing for Everton. Outstanding. He's a £100 million player, no matter what we think. I don't think Grealish did great at Man City, although he played a role very well that the manager wanted him to play. I think it's a great signing for Everton. I really do. New stadium to get Grealish. They'll free him up. So, yeah, on loan, unbelievable business. He really could have gone to a much bigger club, but he apparently didn't want to move house. Herman said, for what I understand, I think his name is Chris Hudson, said that Arsenal, even before I was born, they were like this. They never buy what we need unless we change our culture. Arsenal have had this thing of we create stars, we don't buy stars. That whole mindset is outdated. Every now and then, yeah, you'll get one that works, but the reality of the situation is Real Madrid, most successful team in the world. Bayern Munich, most successful team in Germany. These are the clubs that spend the most money. You know, Man City have dominated this league for years. They spend the most money. So you can't cut corners. Odin says, well done on 100k. Well deserved, brother. Much love. I appreciate that, man. Dash Cash, stand up if you hate Tottenham. Oh, just stand up quickly. I ain't going all the way up, but I have to lift off the seat. It's Tottenham, innit? I've read it. I can't ignore it. Big up, Big C. Congrats on 100k. Best community in YouTube. Bring Liao to the carpet. Liao apparently has been in London the last 2 days. They obviously played Chelsea. They were given a day off after the game. He's rolling around London. I'm telling you now, this guy wants the Arsenal move. I can promise you on that. I can tell you that this guy would join Arsenal straight away. He's on the gram liking up Gyökeres posts and Declan Rice posts. Listen, man, I'm telling you. I said to him, imagine you and Saka on the wing. If you look on the video, he starts smiling. He covers his mouth to say it's not up to me, you know, because he doesn't want people to read what. Listen, man, that guy. Bring him to the carpet. Lamar says, no, Eze, get me Liao. I'm with you on that. Cormac, congrats, Curtis, on 100k. When is the merch coming? We got to sort out merch. It's on the way. P.O. box, merch, mugs, all of it. Basketball streams, 2027. I'm joking. This year. Adash, big up, Big C. Congrats on 100k. As a Liverpool fan, FSG basically said, why choose when you can have both? You're right. Isak Ekatike, Frimpong, Wirtz, Leone, Gahey, transfer dopamine at an all-time high. I couldn't believe that today. I go online, Liverpool signing 2 players. They're going to get Gahey for 35 million. It's crazy. That Leone, I don't know too much about him. And then obviously we know Isak's going to happen at the end of the window. He's basically gone on strike at Newcastle. Fitz, I told you, see, Berta moves far too slowly in the market. He should never have allowed the Noni Madueke buy him. We still need the left winger and Eze. Not impressed by him. You do have to wonder how the Madueke deal happened. Did he block it? Did he go along with it? They probably talked him into it. He-Man, from Rodrygo, Leao, Eze to Noni and Nelly. I mean, Noni and Nelly, it sounds like a cartoon, don't it? Noni and Nelly, la 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 la. Noni and Nelly, we're going all the way. What's that? That's off a different cartoon, isn't it? Bodger and Badger, is it? Bodger and Badger, Bodger and Badger. Nah, 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 nah. Bodger and Badger, mate. Noni and Nelly. Noni and Nelly trying to win a title. Do me a favour. Do me a favour. That's a top 4 battle at best. Saka injury away from Noni and Nelly. And we're trying to win league titles. Do me an absolute favour. Coins 100k at 50 yesterday. This community is lit. Big up yourself. The casual gamer from a tactical point of view. 4-2-3-1. 100%. We've said it so many times. Play a double pivot. Dominate the midfield. Aaron said best window under Arteta, and it still ain't going to get us over the line. I feel without an attacking mid and left wing signing. I agree. Congrats on 100k subs as well. Big up yourself as well, bro. Young Gunner, Liao's end product may be up for debate, but they can't double up on both sides. Chaos confuses defenders. Timber at left, bro. I have this argument so much, you know. I've said the Liao thing on Twitter. Yeah, but his end product's not good enough. Bro, you double up on Liao. I promise you. I saw it against Arsenal. You guys watched the game. He went past 2 or 3 players once. You double up on Liao, you double up on Saka. You can't do that. That's 4 players. And then Gyökeres is all-you-can-eat restaurant. Someone's going to get all sorts of space. MJ, you sure Berta ain't here for the brownie? Yo. I'm telling you, bro. He doesn't have full control. And also, he might not have full knowledge of the Premier League without sounding disrespectful. Maybe Madueke to him looked like a good player. Oh, England international, early 20s, low wages, been at Chelsea, played in Europe. Maybe they spun it to him with PR and he didn't really understand. Maybe he just got hyped. Noni and Nelly people, Bodger and Badger. That's where we're at right now. Let's just read the second part of this Eze thing that is annoying at the moment. But I'm hanging on to the fact I hope we get an out-and-out winger. Fabrizio said, I think in this moment, Tottenham are ahead of Arsenal because Tottenham are prepared to go very strong for Eze. And people have to remember that they were going to buy Gibbs White for 60 million release clause. The deal collapsed. They haven't bought anybody since that. The money's there. They're good to go. They don't need to sell. Now, how are Arsenal, a team that have had 3 second-place finishers, sitting in a situation where they've got to sell to buy Eze, and Tottenham, who finished 17th in the league, can drop the release clause? They're probably going to try and drop the release clause before Friday when it runs out. Now, the problem you're going to have is Eze's going to be sitting there going, do you know what? I want to leave Palace now. Conference League ain't cutting it. I've won the FA Cup and the Community Shield. I want to go to Arsenal, but do you know what? They're ramping. They're telling me we need to sell Fabio, we need to sell Kivior, we need to sell this. Window closes in 2.5, 3 weeks. Tottenham have dropped the bag. What's he going to do? What's he going to do, people? He's going to do what's best for his career, because he can't take the chance that Arsenal don't get the money to buy him. And he turns down Tottenham and he ends up stuck at Palace. Palace are going to fall a little bit. They're going to lose Gahey, right? They've only spent 2 million. It's probably time to leave Palace for Eze. Eze's 27. 28, 29. Clubs will go, oh, you're a bit too old now, leave it. This is now or never for Eze, people. Now or never. Now, as I said, you tell me right now, let Eze go to Tottenham, we get Rafa Leao and putting both hands up, surrendering, they can have that deal. Let him go there. I'm telling you now. I'm speaking it into existence. Leao is the answer to our problem. Because we ain't going to drop 100 million euros to get Rodrygo. It ain't happening. Ain't happening. He'll go Man City or stay at Real Madrid. So you got to work within your means. Probably you could get Lookman as well. But I think Leao's better than Lookman. So, but having said that, I would still rather see Eze drifting off the left than Martinelli running the ball out of play. So even though I don't think he is the left wing solution, he's probably still better than what we've got. This is an Arsenal problem. Tailwood said, if Eze ain't pushing for a move, he's an Arsenal fan. Spurs are clearly dead food. That ain't a great move. Would you move to Spurs when you know you're better than that or wait for Arsenal? Bro, do you know the problem? In football, bro, there's no guarantees. Even though he's an Arsenal fan, he can't let that emotion get the better of him. He'll be having a meeting with his agent now going, I want to go to Arsenal, but what's going on? Arsenal are telling me they've got to sell a few players. Otherwise, they can't buy you. Well, do I risk that and end up stuck at Palace while Gahey goes to Liverpool and you're playing in the Conference League and you're nearly 28? He's not going to do that. He might wait for a little bit. Okay, give them a week. Give them until the release clause expires. But if they're still messing about, he ain't going to do that. It sounds horrible as an Arsenal fan to say, but he will go to Tottenham if we don't put a serious offer in. Because Tottenham is still a better move for him than Palace. Great training ground, quality stadium, playing in Europe, Champions League. That's just the reality. They'll double the wages. Darren Bent was a massive Arsenal fan. He kept it quiet when he was at Tottenham. So it's just the reality of football, people. Mark said, spot on, courtesy has no guarantee Arsenal will bid for him. Eze ain't going to be stuck at Palace. The ball's in Arsenal's court. If they don't move for him now, they're not serious about signing him. They're just not. You would think this would make them say, listen, man, Arteta's identified him. I know we need to sell, but just drop the bag and get the deal done. Leao better than Rodrygo for the Prem, says Jacob. We don't need Eze. We need a left winger. I just think, look, we all know he's not going to drop Odegaard for Eze, right? He's not. He's going to play him off the left. You've also got Waneri who can play there. You might also have Max Dalman who can play there as well. The left wing is the situation that needs addressing. That's what we need. But if he wants Eze, then get Eze. It's embarrassing if Eze is his identified player and he ends up at Tottenham. But we'll see. We will see. At the moment, they're in the driving seat. Why? Because the money is there. The Gibbs White release clause money is ready to go. I think they might make him an offer in the next 2 days before that release clause expires. And then the ball's in Arsenal's court, innit? Are you aggressive? You're going to do the deal? Or are you going to stand back and let them take him off you? And then you're going to go, looking for bargains at the end of the window on the left wing. Who's the left wing solution? This is my question to anybody out there. If we do not get Eze, we all know that Martinelli Trossard is not title winning level on the left hand side. We need a left winger. Who is the answer? I say Leao or Rodrygo, but I don't think we've got the Rodrygo money. If we ain't got the Eze money, we ain't got the Rodrygo money. You've got Leao, you've got Lookman. Thinking further afield, could you go for somebody like Matoma from Brighton? But is he good enough? And he would be very expensive. Doesn't score that many goals. I can't think of left wingers out there. I genuinely would have took Rashford on loan over Martinelli. I'm not even ramping. I would have took him on loan over our two left wingers. And you know, Kvaratskhelia we know was the missed opportunity in January. You know, that was a huge miss. He's an elite left winger. Oh, mate, if they sign Garnacho, I would genuinely, I just, no. No. Let me see what you guys saying in the comments. Nick, congrats on 100k subscribers from one of your earliest ones. Big up, bro. I know you've been in the chat for a long time. Daniel, Bert are about to undo all the good work he's done so far. No other names linked. Ivor is a worry. Would love Leao, though. I think the money is empty right now. I've got to be honest. I don't think that pot has a lot in. So I think Arsenal are looking to sell and we're struggling to sell. That's the problem. Difficult to sell average players on big wages. Man said, yo, relax today, man. Relax. Alfred said, Noni deal now seems crazy because right wing cover could have been Ethan and Max. Noni money for Eze who can play left and central and get Leao. Yeah. Some people say it doesn't matter what order you spend the money. It does. It does. You get the priorities in first and then you get the extras. Noni at the end of the window wouldn't have been a problem. If they already had left winger, striker, Zubomendi and all the other bits, we would have gone, Noni at the end of the window as a squad player. I can live with that. But you prioritised it and now we can't do something that needs addressing. Hopefully Arsenal show us something, you know. People said Man United didn't have much money to spend. They've dropped 200 million. And they want Baleba and they want Donnarumma. I need Arsenal to go into that overdraft. Pull out 60 million. But yeah, big up Alfred, man. Big up Bad Bath. Congrats on 100k. Been watching from Australia for a few years. Keep up the good content. Big up yourself, bro. From Oz. There's rumours that Arsenal could be going to Australia next year on tour. David said, here we go, Eze to Tottenham. Nah, there's no here we go yet. There's no here we go, but I think there's an offer pending. TJ said, this is an 8 out of 10 window without Eze. Arsenal is a complete team. I never got the hype of Eze. My question is, to all, is Eze better than Odegaard? If not, I don't see a reason to get him. Listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think it's a 6 out of 10 window at best. We haven't sold. We haven't addressed the left wing. I would go 6. In terms of the team, Zubomendi for Partey, different players, but a quality player. Gyökeres is the only significant improvement in the starting 11. Everything else are squad pieces, and we haven't sold. So for me, it's a 6. You giving it an 8. Is Eze better than Odegaard? I think the answer is Eze is better than the current Odegaard. That would be my answer. Is he better overall? I don't know, but he's better than the Odegaard I've watched for 12 months. And that's what I'm working off. I can't get caught up in what players were doing 2 years ago. Odegaard's got to produce that now. Incognito, why sign Noni when Nelson could be Saka's backup? I think Nelson's story at Arsenal is over, bro. I got to be honest. You doubted Zubomendi and wanted Buendia. Listen, number one, we all wanted Buendia, Temi. Go easy on me. Zubi, I just thought a bit lightweight, but looks very good. But judge him in 10 games' time. Don't get too caught up on a pre-season friendly in the sunshine. Let's see how he does away at Burnley when they're elbowing him on the nose in December. You know what I mean? When Tarkowski's elbowing him at Everton, then let's see how good he is. But I do think he's good, I can't lie. But he'll get a few rude awakenings in the Prem. Amici said, congrats C-Unit and the community on reaching 100k wraps. Popping a red stripe on a live stream is the best way to celebrate. Red stripe, Ribena and water are the official drinks of the community. Big up yourself, Amici. And Tommy, big up, bro. with a big super chat. Here's to the man who speaks the truth with all of his numbers through the roof. Big up all C Unit and Giant C. Here's to 100 big ones from me. Big up to you, Tommy. Man, drop poetry in there. You know what I mean? Big up to you, bro. $100 donation. Really appreciate that. And big up to everyone locked in. 3,000 of you locked in, which is great. We're still riding that wave of yesterday. What I would say, Arsenal, if you think Eze is the answer, drop the bag, right? Drop the bag. If this is the guy you've identified, you can't be getting done like this. Not just because it's Tottenham, because you're supposed to be in a situation where when you identify a player, you get him. You shouldn't have to go and sign a plan B and C when you're considered one of the best teams in the country. The whole point of getting to that level is I want him, I get him. You want Gyökeres, you get Gyökeres. You want Eze, you get him. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be missing out on your top target because you've wasted the budget already and now you've got to sell people. Come on. Whether Eze is the answer or not is a different question, but if that's the guy that Arteta wants, there should be no excuse for this guy not coming to Arsenal. But we'll see. Man's a wordsmith. Drake needs a ghostwriter. Yeah, man said goosebumps. I'm telling you, it's heat rash. He said goosebumps this summer. That's heat rash, man. I'm telling you. I haven't got goosebumps for this summer window. I really haven't. Why is no one talking about Somerville? Somerville had a terrible season at West Ham, bad injuries. He had a great season the year before in the Championship, but I think he's got to have a big Prem season before clubs start looking at him. TJ said, we built the depth to challenge on all fronts. This is an 8 out of 10. Sometimes it's not all about the big signings. True. Who's our left winger this season, though? That's my question to everyone. Who's Arsenal's left winger? Is it Madueke? Well, Madueke's a right winger. So you're playing him out of position, hoping that he's the answer. Is it Martinelli? The guy's in the worst form of his career at Arsenal. Is it Trossard? It looks like he's probably going to be sold. So that's my concern. Can you win a title with a significant problem in your front three? I don't know if you can. At the moment, Madueke is our left winger. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. Man said the clear skin once again. I'm telling you, man, that cocoa butter and that water, man. It works, people. Anyway, let's move on. Title incoming. I love the hope and optimism. I do. I really do. I'm a big fan of it. But I'm also a realist. Let's talk about this. If this is true, he's got no excuse, right, Mikel? Let me zoom in a bit. According to Transfer Market, Arsenal have the most valuable squad in the Premier League. This is according to Transfer Market, of course. It's not factual. This is what the website says. When I'm reading it, they're saying, for example, Van Dijk, because Van Dijk's in his 30s, if Liverpool were to sell him, he's not worth a fortune. Mo Salah's in his 30s, where they're obviously saying Saliba would cost a lot of money. Gabriel, Saka, these guys, because of their age, would cost a fortune. All right, you got the most valuable squad in the Prem. How about you win the title? Champions League, maybe? FA Cup? Even a Carabao? I don't know. The Yucca app got me moving mad. Hey, listen, respect the Yucca app, people. You know I've promoted it on this show a few times. Download that Yucca app and start scanning what you're buying in the supermarket. You'll be shocked. You'll be absolutely shocked. There'll be things you're buying that you think are healthy and they're not. Download that Yucca app, YUKA, and they're not paying me either, so I shouldn't be promoting them. Yesterday's price is not today's price, but I'm saying it for the good of the community. Yucca app's a game changer. The only thing is you'll be in the supermarket half an hour longer because you'll be scanning everything and then it just slows down the rhythm. But yeah, listen, to be honest, this doesn't mean anything. So what if we got the most valuable squad? We got young players that would be considered more valuable because of their age. And Van Dijk's, 32, 33. If we get Leao, you'll be screaming 9 out of 10 window. It is possible. It's possible. One signing can make all the difference, though, bro, Big up my bro Akeem. One signing changes everything. People are saying Buenos Aires Gunners in the chat. Is he in the chat? Because he's back. I can't believe it. He's actually back. When I say people were in the chat going, nah, I'm worried. Where is he? We haven't seen him for about a year. He's back. He said, "Holla, Curtis, I came back from the dead to say a massive congrats on your 100K. Absolutely well-deserved, brother. Here's to 1 million. Absolutely happy you and the channel are doing great." Yo, he's back. I'm sure you was having a baby, right? And then you just disappeared from the channel. Nah, every now and then just drop a little comment in, man. Just so we know you're still about. Big up Buenos Aires, Guna. Real OG. People were in the chat saying, is he still alive? We didn't even know. Big him up. Some of the OGs are coming back. Fitz is back. Buenos Aires is back. It's all mad. It's a reunion. Big up yourself, man. Good to see you back in the comments. Maybe the Arsenal stress just made him disappear. Jimmy said, Liverpool will not win the league. I've seen enough. Too early, man. Don't get too caught up in community shields. I remember Liverpool beating Man City. Darwin scored. Haaland didn't. Everyone, oh, Darwin's going to be better than Haaland. City won the treble that year. Haaland broke the record. So don't get too caught up in community shields. Farhan says, congrats, my bro. I see you got my jersey. Yo, a lot of people like this jersey, and I swear down, man. I just, you know what I've realised with Arsenal, yeah? When they start putting, like, the burgundy on it, I'm all over the place. It just connects me to the old school Highbury, you know? So burgundy, but this is calm. Listen, I like the third kit. It's really nice. If it was round neck, I would have definitely bought it. I don't like them big floppy collars. It's old school, you know. I like the old school look, but nah. So I went, you know what? Let me just get the retro wear. I think this t-shirt's like £40. Third kit, £80, £85. If you want the authentic one, £120. No, bun that. I ain't paying £120. £40. Good to go. Bang. Round neck as well. Calm. Oz says, congrats on 100K, Curtis. Truly deserved. Always a pleasure tuning into your shows. Always keeping it real, entertaining, and informative. I'm trying to stay calm at the moment. As I keep saying, like, this is the calm before the storm. Once 4:30 starts on Sunday, it's 10 months of just pure madness again. So I'm just trying to stay calm, you know what I mean? Enjoy the sunshine, stay relaxed. The whistle goes at Old Trafford Sunday at 4:30. It's back to nonsense and madness again. You know, we're going to be going mental. So enjoy this little calm period before that all starts again. In terms of, listen, outgoings. Berta, I told you, Berta's got to be the busiest man. Is it no, Sunday, right? Did I say Saturday? No, Sunday 4:30. Super Sunday. It's not Saturday evening. Sunday 4:30. I think it's Chelsea Palace before. So like I said, we got a busy week. Super Cup watch along tomorrow night. PSG Tottenham. Donnarumma left out the squad. Is he going to go to United? Friday night, Liverpool Bournemouth will kick off the Premier League. I think Liverpool have smashed Bournemouth, to be honest. And then Sunday, Arsenal United. So lots going on, people. Lots going on. Berta's got to get busy. I still need Saliba new contract, Saka new contract, 3 or 4 player sales. Left winger needs to be addressed. You need to get to work. BBC, Sammy Mockbell, Leandro Trossard is set to leave Arsenal this summer. They have not been able to agree a new contract, and Martinelli appears to be the one that is staying. Even though in the same article, Sammy Mockbell says they would not reject an offer for Martinelli if it was the right price, but Trossard looks to be the one on the way out. I've said it for a while. Trossard wants to leave. Trossard wants to leave. So Donnarumma being linked with City as well. Although I read today City are not willing to pay him the wages. Apparently he wants close to 300 grand a week, which is why PSG have not given him a new deal. But you know, Man United are a club that will drop that bag. You know, they've done it in the past. When they're struggling, they'll pay crazy wages. So I'd expect Man United to get Donnarumma rather than City, to be honest, just because of the wage bill. But it looks like Trossard could be on his way, being linked with clubs in Turkey, Saudi, and Germany, and Italy. Atalanta, Dortmund, Fenerbahce, and Al Ittihad all being linked with him. Listen, Trossard, Martinelli, sell one of them, sell both of them. get one of them out of the door so we can bring somebody in. What Arsenal have got to be very careful is they don't make us weaker, you know? If it isn't Leao or Lookman, you know, you're starting to scroll down into territory you don't want to be in. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm on AFTV at 7. I'm on AFTV at 7, people. So I'm going to round up this show shortly. So I've got a couple errands to run, and then I'll be back in just over an hour over on AFTV. And as I said, tomorrow, 3 shows I'll be on tomorrow. 12 o'clock. OG's is back. Me and Turkish over on his channel. 12 p.m. UK. Back on here 2 p.m. for the daily show. And then 7:45 watch along PSG against top Spurs. Hopefully PSG handle business. Buenos Aires said that he's been in hell, slowly recovering and become a silent listener. I never left, brother. Your channel has been therapy, not only for me, but for others. I'm so happy for it. Hey, man, I'm glad things are getting better, bro. And, you know, it's good that you've been tuned in, listening in the background. Hope things get better for you, bro. Big up Buenos Aires, Guna. Real OG in the chat. And he said, cheers, everyone, as well, for the support. Big up C Unit. I haven't heard the Jokeres song. What's the Jokeres song? Yeah, FPL link. Over 3,000 of you. I did put it in the chat yesterday. Let me pin it again. Let me pin it again. I want everybody in the league. Prize for the winner at the end of the season. Let me pin that. The code's there. The link's there. Either do it now or do it afterwards. Get involved. FPL. I'm coming for the title this year. I'm coming for the title. Last year I was a disgrace. This year I understand it. Right, it's pinned. There you go. No excuses. Click the link and get involved. I want to see the managers, the guys who call themselves managers. Let's see what you're about in this league. And like I said, a prize for the winner as well. Big up yourself. And we're going to do a couple of giveaways as well this week. First one we'll do during the watch along on Sunday, probably at half time. So we'll do a couple giveaways as well for the 100k and stuff like that. Trossard, listen, do you know what? I'm kind of bored about talking players leaving. It's just boring. We know Trossard's been linked with a move for about 2 months. Kivior's been linked with a move. Reece Nelson, is he going Fulham or Palace on loan, but option to buy, obligation to buy. They don't want to pay for him up front. It's boring. It's genuinely boring. We can't sell these players. The wage and the transfer fee doesn't add up. That's the problem. Same reason Man United can't sell Jadon Sancho. Somebody would probably pay 15, 20 million for Sancho, but they don't want to pay £280,000 a week. It's the same reason Rashford can only get a loan move, because they'll pay 40 million, but not 300 grand. So, yeah, giveaway for everyone, bro. You know what I mean? International, worldwide. Worldwide, people. Giveaways for everyone. So, yeah, I'll be honest, it's boring. It's boring. Trossard set to leave. Okay, who's buying him? Where's the offer? What's taking so long to get rid of him? He's a decent player. We should be able to sell Trossard for 20 million, 25 million. So, yeah, it's boring. How come all these Saudi clubs buy players left, right, and centre? 50 million for Darwin Núñez. The guy can't hit a barn door. 50 million. We got players that we would sell. We haven't had one player sold to Saudi yet. Not one player from Arsenal has gone to Saudi. And this is a league that have bought so many washed up players, Jordan Henderson and all these guys, give them ridiculous wages. We can't even get a player like Trossard, who's actually a decent player. Where's the Saudi money? How's your son? Yeah, listen, we had a little bit of good news on his recovery today. So, you know, it was good. That's why the stream was late today. So, yeah, a little bit of good news in his recovery. So, hopefully, he'll be back in a couple of months. See, I love your show. Big up for the 100k. Very happy. Been following and supporting for years. I'm a little disappointed by the summer and what we talk about, Mr. Next season. It's Arsenal, bro. It's Arsenal. One thing you should be used to as an Arsenal fan is being disappointed in the transfer window. You shouldn't have to be, but you should know how to deal with it. you get that little bit of excitement, that dopamine hit. Oh, Gyökeres, oh my God, the celebration, shut down the internet, go crazy. And then it starts fizzling out. It's like a fizzy drink that's been left with the lid off, and it just goes flat. You know what I mean? And that's how Arsenal's windows end up going. You get super excited by one signing, and then they stop. They go, you know what? We've given them enough hype. Yo, big up Pat, man. Big up Pat. Locked in. Brio, who's the baby life settings? I got one on the way. Yo, big up, bro. It's life changing. You know how it goes. Big up, Brio. Big 6 PB off. So much would be amazing to finish first. Well, you've got to deserve to finish first, aren't you? That's the thing. Roleda said, congrats on 100k. Been here since the lounge and the car. OG, man, you know what I mean? Guna Genk, Turkish ITKs confirmed the Trossard news is cap. There you go. It's not even genuine. Farhan, apart from Trossard, tell me one good player any team would buy from us. And the problem is our good players are the ones that start that we wouldn't want to sell. Loads of teams would want Rice, Saka, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber. Raya would get a good move. But Waneri would get a good move. Obviously, Gyökeres. But these are all the starters. The problem is the bench players. People wouldn't be desperate to sign these players. Not on the wages they're getting. Cody said, I don't even think we'll make a move for Leao. And if Eze goes to Tottenham, I'll be fuming. Congrats on 100k. I don't think Arteta would go anywhere near Leao. That's probably the actual kind of player he's afraid of. Too much personality, too loud, too flashy. Arteta's scared of them players. You know what I mean? He didn't like all that fofty. You know what I mean? Obba. Snake Eyes, big up, bro. Big up, Big C in the community. Congrats on 100k. I was here for the clock, the refrigerator, the car, the dot along. Keep up the good work. I think we got to react to some of them at some stage. Maybe next international break. End of August, I think. Start of September. Maybe we'll do the reaction. 100k buttons on the way, people. Apparently it takes a while, though. So when we get it, we'll open it on stream, you know. The last story, again, is another transfer out story. So, again, apologies in advance because it's just boring. Leao is an actual rapper. Yeah, he ain't going to want Leao, is he, rapping on the training ground? He's scared of people like that. But sometimes they're the guys that win you titles. Henry had an ego and personality. So did Ian Wright. So did Anelka. So did Bergkamp. So did Alexis. There's something that separates good players from great players, and sometimes it's ego and personality, but they can back it up by performing, scoring goals, doing the damn thing. Look at what Wayne Rooney was doing when he was at United. Kivior is open to leaving for a club where he can be a regular starter. Arsenal are in no rush to sell. However, none of the clubs tracking Kivior have met the asking price. I finished the season going Kivior would be a really good backup. Did great against Real Madrid. Keep him. I'm now at the point, you know what, Kivior, mate? If you want to leave, do one. Get him out the door. Get him out. Yeah, you're not that good. And you've had a pretty average pre-season. He was absolutely awful against Villarreal. Arguably the worst player on the pitch. So you know what, mate? If you want to leave, you can go as well. That's where I'm at with Arsenal now. You want to leave, get him out. You're not even that good anyway to be chatting like that. I want to leave and get first team regular football. No problem. Let's see what club comes in for you. Let's see what club comes in for you. If you want to leave. You'll end up at Sampdoria. You know what I mean? Get rid of him. Leao is a league winner. Exactly, bro. Come on, man. He's definitely not that special. Now, let Calafiori be the left centre-back backup. Mosquera can play left centre-back backup. I'm not on that no more. I want to play first-team football. Okay, mate, go and play first-team football. I doubt you'll be in the Champions League. You'll be in the Conference League, mate. That's where I'm at. Cole said Leao is a baller who'd give the league a lot to think about. In my opinion, he would be the perfect signing. Unfortunately, he doesn't fit Arteta's profile. He was the best player in Italy. There you go. Can't trust Calafiori to stay fit. That's the problem. 3 games and he's done. Let's finish with this. He said, we're winning the league this year. We'll save your seats on the champions train. Choo choo. I like that one. I like that one. I know I've been a bit harsh on Kivior there. Listen, if he stays, not a bad squad player, but I don't want to hear that from a guy that can't get in the team, who ain't even done much. Outside of the Real Madrid and a couple other performances, bro, you ain't really done much at Arsenal. Yeah, I still remember when this guy was trying to tie his shoelace and people were scoring at Brentford, ducking down in the Europa League at Sporting Lisbon. But anyway, let me not be too harsh on him. Oh, I've already been a bit harsh on him. Do you think Arteta would have spent in January if Arteta... No, do you think the club would have spent in January if Arteta and Edu hadn't wasted funds and high wages? I think they would have. I think they would have, Vegas Gunner. El Guigo said, Kroenke ambition, brilliant. Eze not meant for sustainable FC. Eze perfect, more two-footed and balance and grace than Odegaard. Ethan still developing, I hear you. White glove. Eze is guaranteed minutes at Spurs World Cup year. Maddison made a glass. No guaranteed minutes here. Given the captain if he's breathing. Yeah, you're right. Do you know what? This is a horrible thing to say. Tottenham is probably a better move for Eze than Arsenal. And that's a crazy comment to make considering we're being linked with him. World Cup year, you turn 28 this year. You can go Tottenham, play in the 10 and start every single week and probably ball out because that's your role and you're in a better team than Palace. You come to Arsenal, you're hugging the touchline, making recovery runs because Lewis Skelly's tucked into midfield. You get nowhere near the England team playing on the left with Gordon and Rashford and these out-and-out wingers. And then because you're on the left, you're getting nowhere near the 10 role in the England team because they've got Foden and Bellingham and Palmer. So I'm being that real. The Arsenal move, I don't even think is a great move for him. But I take him. But if I'm being totally honest, he should be coming to Arsenal if you're signing him to say, bro, you're competing with Odegaard and occasionally we might even play both of you. If that's your mindset, sign Eze right now. He's a better move to come to Arsenal than Tottenham all day long. But that's not Arteta's mindset and we all know that. Man is saying he plays on the left for England. He hardly ever plays for England, if we're being honest. How often does Eze play for England? Gordon starts on the left. Rashford starts on the left. Occasionally he comes on and plays on the left Eze. And he looks okay there. He looks okay there. Playing him every week hugging the touchline. I'd sign Eze and say, you're in direct competition with Odegaard. And occasionally I'm going to play with 2 10s, one holding midfielder when we're dominating the ball at home. Left wing? Nah. I'm still going to sign a left winger. That's what I'd be doing. That's what I would like to see Arteta do. But he's not. He will be the left wing signing. Where's Green? Curtis, congrats on 100k. Saeed's numbers flew up once he hit 100. Hopefully the same for you. Best channel and community on YouTube. Easy. Yeah, man. Big up Saeed as well. He messaged me yesterday. So big him up. Yeah, he's flying. He's absolutely flying. So you hope it just gathers momentum and goes even quicker. Joba said, but he got mad wakey though, so maybe we'll go for Liao. Maybe Liao's behaviour changes at Arsenal since we're a family. This summer isn't Arteta-like. And to be fair, Mad Wakey hasn't really got a good attitude from what we heard. You know, he was moving mad at Chelsea. Leo believed this is better than anybody in Italy, says Farhan. Brio said this version of the kit is drip. Yeah, I like this one, man. Sam Bond, big up with the super sticker, bro. And Avery says, I think we are being very harsh on Berta. Mostly gets players the manager wants. He gives opinions, but he can't veto a trade. People think he has more power. And that's what I think we have to understand. There's no way Arsenal are going to bring in a sporting director and say, you have got more power and say than Mikel Arteta, who they've basically given Arteta the keys to the house and said, run the whole thing. He's like a mini Arsene Wenger. So I still think Arteta's got more of a say than Berta. So ultimately, Mad Wakey would have been an Arteta signing. He would have negotiated it. Finally, before we wrap up, my thing is this, people. If you wanted Rodrygo and Rodrygo might be moving, why are we not in the running for him? Realistically, we ain't got 100 million euros. We can't even pay 68 million for Eze. So there's no way. But if Rodrygo ends up in a Manchester City shirt. I am very, very disappointed with the football club, because this apparently was one of our top targets, and we haven't even made a decent attempt to bring him to the club. Sky Touche, hey bro, where did you land that new kit? Is it new yet? It's on the website, bro. It's I don't know what section it's in. It's just like general wear. It's not even a training kit. It's 40 quid. I prefer the round neck, so I go with this one. Same sort of colour as the third kit. An SG 52 for Noni, but can't pay 65 release clause for Eze. Make it make sense. I'm sick of this fan base always saying a good business for a cheap player. You're right. Get the better player. But it is what it is, people. Sam Bond, I had a chat with Kudus at the PSG game last year. He would have loved to play for us. I'm sure Eze would love to, but Arsenal aren't serious about making it happen. Ash said, Curtis, can you really see Rodrygo leaving Madrid? Seems content and happy to fight for his place. I think it depends what Man City do. If Man City drop 100 million euros and Madrid say, we're happy to let you go, his mindset might change. So it depends. Anyway, people, I'm out of here. I'm back on AFTV at 7 o'clock. Let me just read out this super chat. Joe, big up Big C, most lucid Arsenal channel in the game. I started a channel on my own called Pedal Radio. We are doing bi-monthly playlists of LA's finest selectors. Check it out. Pedal Studios, big up to you. Follow his channel. Big up to everyone locked in. I'll see you on AFTV in an hour. Turkish's channel 12 p.m. tomorrow. Back on here at 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Big up. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you soon, people. Bless.